Maryland is a fantastic place to live, but finding housing options that current or future Marylanders can afford or that meet their needs gets more challenging with each passing year.
In 2020, Freddie Mac estimated that in Maryland, we had an 80,000 housing unit shortage. Economists are now telling us that in 2024, that shortage had grown to over 149,000 units.
Nearly a quarter of Marylanders overall and 44% of renters aged 18 to 34 have considered moving out of state because of Maryland's continued housing affordability issues. One way to begin turning this around is through accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs.
An ADU is an additional housing unit on a single-family lot. It's independent of the main home. For example, a garage apartment, a basement apartment, or a unit detached from the house. You may have heard of ADUs by other names, such as an in-law suite or a granny flat. These units have their own entrance, plumbing, and kitchen facility.
In 2023, the Maryland General Assembly commissioned a study of statewide adoption of ADUs. The recommendations overwhelmingly supported legislation to allow ADUs to be constructed in communities statewide. Today, we need our legislators to take action and make ADUs a viable housing solution throughout Maryland.
ADUs create flexible housing options that are obtainable and more affordable for many Marylanders.
Building an ADU on existing land or retrofitting an existing property to add a separate unit is the fastest way to add housing in Maryland, immediately increasing supply. It brings opportunities for many who can't afford or are aging out of a single-family home. Elderly residents can still maintain independence while being close to family, and younger workers can live closer to their jobs. It's a common sense solution to help ease our housing pains. And guess what? 81% of Maryland voters favor ADUs in their communities.
One of the biggest issues we've got right now is supply, not just in Maryland, but nationally. And anything we can do as realtors and communities to increase housing opportunities and options, it's going to be better for everyone. So I think it's a no-brainer to encourage and create more housing stock, housing units, and ADUs are a great way to do that within the current and existing fabric of our neighborhoods.
What Maryland needs is a uniform set of regulations that govern accessory dwelling units so that no matter where you live, you can have one if it meets your needs. Maryland will consider legislation in 2025 to implement the recommendations of the ADU Task Force and expand opportunities for ADU construction throughout the state. The time for the General Assembly to act on that bill is now. Maryland cannot afford to wait any longer.
Contact your state and local elected officials and tell them how ADUs can help fix our housing shortage and how you've been impacted by this crisis. Share your story at opendoorsmaryland.org. We need to end this crisis together. Part of the solution is in our own backyards, accessory dwelling units.